Welcome, Diecast fans. I'm Tom Spanners Watson.
And I'm Frank the Gearer Gibbs.
And welcome to round 2 of the JDM Rundown Members Edition.
The top 2 drivers from each team are going to be competing tonight in 8 races.
That's right, Frank. If you haven't seen last week's race, make sure you go and check it out. There was some great racing there. But keep an eye on these drivers. These are the top 2 for Team Monster Motorsport and Team HawThenSung, and they are looking for a spot in the final.
And that final will be next week, and that's a head-to-head race, first to win 5.
But tonight it's races of 4, so let's crack into it. First up, we've got Jim Bob and Matty Brewer in the front row, and Nux and Young Cade in the back.
Both Young Cade and Nux in the back row had some excellent runs last week.
And Jim Bob there putting on the pace. Whoa, over goes Matty Brewer. Nux riding the bumper of Jim Bob, but Jim Bob Engine Parts holds on for the win.
And unfortunately for Young Cade, he got caught up there in behind Matty Brewer. Brewer with a massive leap unfortunately landed on his partner, then Nux nails the front of Jim Bob's car, that flips him around, but unfortunately Young Cade there just getting stuck, so 0 points for him and Matty, but Nux and Jim Bob leading the way now.
We rotate around, Young Cade in the front row now next to Matty Brewer.
Maybe with some space Young Cade can do something here.
Well, he's going to have to drive hard if he wants to keep up with that Nismo Leaf. That thing is quick, he's on its tail, but away goes Matty Brewer. Down for the win. Whoa, a tight race there between Young Cade and Jim Bob, who actually took out second.
Young Cade doing the business there, just picking up the 4 points right ahead of Jim Bob.
A nice drive there from Young Cade under all sorts of pressure from his teammate Jim Bob.
Yeah, I'm not sure these guys know that they're meant to be looking after each other, not trying to take each other out.
And it's another tight group into KM corner. Nux and Young Cade. Young Cade gets in front, but Nux gets around. Nux slips right by Young Cade. Young Cade making a big mistake there. He also let Jim Bob through.
And Matty Brewer just getting flipped over like a leaf, which is ironic because he's driving a leaf.
But Nux did this last week as well. He sees an opportunity, and look at that, he just rips right through. Doesn't take out Young Cade. Unfortunately, it looked like Jim Bob did as he slipped through for second place. Cade picking up third at least.
Jim Bob and Nux with quite a strong lead so far.
Well, we are only 3 races in, and a lot can happen. This is the Canyon after all. Right, we get underway. Jim Bob leading them out. The Nismo on his tail. Oh, Jim Bob hanging his rear end out there. A nice drift from Nux. He almost slips by Jim Bob there, but Jim Bob slamming the door in his face. And we've got Young Cade on his roof.
Nux showing some excellent car control here. A big leap. And you see at the back there, Young Cade going over. But look at Nux. A nice big drift. Gets a massive angle on the car. Lines himself up perfectly. But Jim Bob wasn't having a bar of it and shut the door right in his face quite harshly.
I do love seeing a good drift out of Kahuna Corner, and that was quite spectacular. Unfortunately, wasn't quite able to make the most of it to take the win, but he's got to be happy with second at least.
Jim Bob and Nux really stretching that lead out now. That's massive.
That could be it for Young Cade. He's 9 points behind so far.
Well, we're just going to take a short break while the drivers check out their cars, make sure everything's in tip-top condition for the final 4 races. We'll be right back after this.
Some great racing so far, but 2 drivers definitely stretching a big lead. Can the others catch up in the second 4 races?
So the order of the drivers has been switched slightly, just so that you're not getting stuck behind the same driver every race.
Young Cade and Matty Brewer leading them out. That Nismo getting a good lead yet again. Over the jump, clean through Kahuna Corner. Looks like he's going to run down unopposed. Nux trying to get past Young Cade there, but Young Cade holding him off. And unfortunately, we've got Jim Bob parked up.
Check out the green skyline here in second place. Look at his cornering. He's up on 2 wheels. He did this last week. Nice drift. Unfortunately, he lost it a little bit on the exit to Kahuna Corner, but he managed to hold off Nux, and he picks up the 4 points for second place, which he desperately needed.
And Jim Bob will be very disappointed not getting any points on the board, but he's back in the front row this time next to Matty Brewer. Young Cade and Nux in the back this time. And Jim Bob, strong start here. Big lead over. Oh, he goes over. Nux gets caught up. Young Cade gets caught up. Brewer with a clean run takes the win. And I'm not sure if anybody else made it around the Carnage. Yes, Young Cade. Luckily for him, he picks up 4 points, which he desperately needed. Nux with 0 and Jim Bob with 0 again.
Jim Bob gave it the beans way too early there. Look at that. He just rolls over, slides all the way down, and then just causes massive carnage. Nux flipping around. Young Cade did a great job to get around him. In fact, he pushed his teammate up on the sidewall of Kahuna Corner to make space for himself. That's a great bit of driving.
Look at that mess coming over the jump. There's just cars going in all directions. A nice drive there from Matty Brewer out in front. Good car control. And congratulations, Cade. You needed those points.
And we've got a leader change. Matty Brewer moves into first place now with 20 points.
This is certainly getting tight as we head into the final 2 races. Jim Bob and Nux in the front row. Young Cade and Matty Brewer in the back. Nux chasing down Jim Bob here. It's a right battle. Here goes Matty Brewer up the inside of Nux. Everybody's getting stalled out. Young Cade goes around. He crosses a finish line. And Jim Bob Engine Parts from Team Monster Motorsport shuts down Team HawThenSung by blocking them from crossing the finish line.
Both a savage move from Jim Bob, but also self-sacrificing. Look at that. He lets young Cade, who needed the points, get around, blocks the track so no one else can pick up points, and that's really going to shake things up now.
Well, Cade couldn't have asked for a better finish there. Picks up maximum points, and he is on 20, equal with Matty Brewer. The other two only just behind, so whoever wins this and comes in second is likely to win the overall race.
After a strong start, Nux and Jim Bob are going to want the points here.
There goes Nux. Cade spun around through the lanes. Oh, Nux goes down. Young Cade goes through. Jim Bob goes through. And young Cade picks up his second win at a perfect time. Jim Bob right on his tail. And that looked like Matty Brewer going through for third place.
I can't believe young Cade managed to spin around in the lane section and get it over the bridge and win. That was crazy. But Nux, unfortunately, a huge big lead over everybody else, but he went into Kahuna Corner way too hot and way too nose heavy, bounced up, hit the sidewall, and that was his race done. And look at young Cade drifting past him there, and even Jim Bob squeezed right through a tiny little gap. Team Monster Motorsport showing out there.
Well, that's really unfortunate for Nux, but let's have a look what they did to the scores. And we've got a tie. Matty Brewer and Jim Bob tied for second place, but congratulations, young Cade. You are going through to the next round, young man.
So it's time for a head-to-head battle. First to win 2 races in a row will take out that second spot.
Team Monster Motorsport have already got one car through to the final. Can Jim Bob make it a Monster Motorsport final, or is Matty Brewer going to break up the party?
Well, as much as I don't like electric cars, that thing is stupid fast.
Brewer taking the lead over the jump, gets a bit of a spin on through Kahuna Corner, but tidies it up. He will take the first win and take the advantage as we go to race number 2.
Jim Bob's going to have to pull finger here, or it's going to be all over in 2 races.
Jim Bob obviously heard you there, gets a good jump out of the gate. He's going to come out of KM Corner with the lead. He's clean over the jump, a slightly unconventional cornering through Kahuna Corner, but doesn't matter, he'll take the win, take the advantage back.
I'm glad we're doing must-win 2 in a row, because it looks like that inside lane might be the quicker one tonight.
Yeah, it seems to vary week to week. Sometimes it's the outside lane, sometimes it's the inside lane, but there goes Jim Bob, another good lead. He slows down through KM Corner. That allows Matty Brewer to get through with a nice clean line. He will take the win and the advantage back.
Crikey, at this rate, we could be here all night.
Well, get comfy because we're racing till we're done.
Oh, don't get me wrong, mate. I'm not going anywhere. This is way too exciting.
Jim Bob was quick out of the gate, but they are going to be dead even out of KM Corner. Brewer slips into the lead, looking to close it out. He starts to spin around, goes Jim Bob. Jim Bob takes the win.
I really thought Matty Brewer had that one in the bag. He did a beautiful job getting up the inside of Jim Bob, but Jim Bob not backing down at all.
Oh, there is way too much on the line for this, but look at that run from Jim Bob and shuts him out right across the finish line. What a beautiful bit of driving.
So advantage Team Monster Motorsport. Let's see if one of them can finally close it out.
Is Jim Bob actually listening to you? Because look at that lead. He got a great jump out of the gate. He has got a massive lead. All he has to do is hold on. Matty Brewer trying to challenge back, but Jim Bob Engine Parts holds on for the second win, 2 in a row.
Well, unfortunate for Team HawThenSung. They are out of the competition, but well done to Team Monster Motorsport. These boys know how to build cars, all right.
Rubber Tow certainly builds a fast car, but it's more than just that. It's also the driver, because we've got young Cade there with a stunning win coming from way in the back. He was 9 points down at one point, but he took out the overall win. And then we've got Jim Bob Engine Parts with another great drive under all sorts of pressure in the head-to-head battle, but takes the win.
So much great action, and there's going to be more next week, so make sure you like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss a thing. And hit the notification bell as well.
All right, that's enough from us tonight. Thanks very much for watching. I'm Tom Spanners Watson. He's Frank the Guru Gibbs. We look forward to seeing you next time.